Hello dear students, welcome for this video series on how to improve your memory and self-development. My name is Rakesh Mohan. I am your memory mentor and coach on how to improve your memory. This is the first video and the topic is how to improve your focus and concentration power. Swami Vivekananda used to say, if I get a chance to go back to school again, the first thing I will develop is the power of concentration, with which I can keep any information at my fingertips. That means if you have a very good concentration power, you can remember anything, you can learn anything 10 times faster, you can be mentally very sharp. But usually what happens when you are studying daily, you study for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes you can concentrate, but you lose your concentration after studying for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Why does this happen? Why do we lose concentration while studying? Why some students have higher concentration power and why some students we have very low concentration power? The reason is that you're not enjoying your work, you're not enjoying your studies. Until and unless you don't enjoy your work, you cannot focus, you cannot concentrate on that. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to have an excellent and powerful concentration so that you can do any work with peak performance and perfection. Fine, let me start. Now, how do you get concentration? Just understand the word concentration. See the last four letters, T-I-O-N. Concentration means it's a process. It's in a present tense. It's a continuous tense. If you want to have a good concentration power, when you're studying something, that means your mind should be totally focused on that. If your mind is not totally focused on that, then you cannot enjoy that work. You cannot enjoy that studies. So the first step is you have to start focusing. How does you focus? How do we develop that focus? The focus comes with involvement. You should totally involve yourself with the work. For example, if you like cricket, if you like football, if you like video games, if you like watching movies, you're totally involved for 2 to 3 hours. You won't get bored even for a single second. Why? Because you're totally involved with that. You're totally involved with cricket. That's why. But cannot study a book for 2 or 3 hours. Why? Because you are not totally involved in that. So involvement is very, very important. Now, how does this involvement come? Simply just by involving with the work, we get concentration? No. For example, if you like Virat Kohli when he's playing cricket, as far as Virat Kohli is playing or batting, your concentration will be 100%. You'll be seeing when he's going to hit 4, when he's going to hit 6. So your mind is actually, you're curious when he's going to hit those 6s and 4s. So you are totally involved because you have an emotional attachment with Virat Kohli. If Virat Kohli gets out, automatically you will lose your interest because the person with whom you had an emotional attachment, he's out now. So not like India wins the match or loses the match, it doesn't matter for you. So you have, because of an emotional attachment with the Virat Kohli, you are enjoying cricket. Very similarly, if you're studying science, if you're studying mathematics, if you're studying history, if you're studying languages like Sanskrit, Hindi or English, the most involvement is you have to develop emotional attachment with this subject. That means you should have emotion, you should know what beautiful things you're going to get from that. If you're studying science, what you're going to get from science, what are the beautiful things are there. So once you establish an emotional attachment with the subject, automatically the involvement comes. When you make an emotional attachment, there's no limit for the time. You can sit for hours together, 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. You will not come to know how much time you're spending for work without getting bored. Albert Einstein, he used to sit for not hours, but he used to sit for days together. He never remembered when he took bath. He never remembered when he took his breakfast or lunch. He never remembered when he changed his dress because he was totally involved with his research work. Thomas Alva Edison, if you take all Madame Curie, these all people were totally involved with their work because they had an emotional attachment. Now, when you have an emotional attachment to the work, you start loving it. You start loving that subject. You start loving that work. When you start loving that work, what happens? You develop a passion for that. When you develop a passion for that, your mind power, your brain power will become very sharp. You're totally involved, you're enjoying it, you're having fun with it. So your concentration power is unlimited. This is a very simple process. You don't have to do any meditation, you don't have to do any pranayama, you don't have to see any Sri Chakra, Sri Yantra, you don't have to do any breathing exercises, nothing. By doing all those things, you can have a temporary concentration power. But if you want to enjoy unlimited concentration for a longer duration of time, you should have an emotional attachment with this subject. This is the only way you can enjoy your work. Fine. Very simple technique. Remember, next time, if you want, before studying, just spend 5 minutes. 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. Just what are you going to learn from the chapter? What are the beautiful things are there? After learning that information from the chapter, what are you going to get from that? After learning it, what are you going to do with that? What is the practical use of it? Where people are going to apply those ideas? Where people are applying those information? All these things, just if you plan in your mind for just 5 minutes, the next 2 to 3 hours you can enjoy your work. Usually students study for 2 to 3 hours every day, but they forget the answers during the examination. Why? They are just studying it, but they are not concentrating on their studies. They are not focusing what they are studying. The focus is very, very important. So very simple rule, to develop a good concentration power, first you should focus. If you want to develop your focus, then you should involve yourself in that. If you want to involve yourself, then you have to develop emotional attachment with the subject. Once you have an emotional attachment, you start loving that work. You start loving that work, that becomes your passion. When that becomes your passion, your work will be 100%. You can remember anything. You can do any work perfectly. Very simple. Start loving your work, start developing emotional attachment with the subject, and you see how your concentration power will be. You will never have any trouble, you will never have any problem, you will never tell in your life, sir, I had a concentration power, I cannot concentrate. The word concentration power will be there permanently with you, and you will never say, I have a concentration power problem. Fine. Fine. I hope you have enjoyed this short video about concentration. Thank you very much, and see me in the next video, and you'll enjoy a lot. Have a nice time.